I want to make the distinction before we begin between mindfulness and meditation. So, mindfulness practice is more of a moment to moment, it's an embodied way to live a daily life. So, we can be mindful of everything throughout our entire day, from the moment you wake up to where your feet land on the floor, brushing your teeth, getting ready, showering. All of these things can be done mindfully. So that's more of a mindfulness practice, driving the car, sitting in traffic, right? So we can embody that type of a practice. Whereas meditation typically entails more of like a dedicated practice, right? Where you're going to actually sit or be present for an extended period of time, be it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, whatever you choose, right? So that is some type of a meditation, any type of a meditation. There's so many forms and styles of a meditation practice. And research shows that it doesn't have to be a long, time consuming, arduous, horrific experience. Right? A lot of people tell me they can't meditate. And everybody can meditate. We really can. And it really only takes 3 minutes for brain changes to occur, right? It's only 3 minutes for us to affect our brains in a beneficial, positive way, to adjust or shift our mood or to change a behavior that we might be gearing up to, whatever, if we're angry, for example. And it's like, you know what, let me take 3 minutes to just meditate and bring my cortisol levels down, right? Only 3 minutes. Only 3 minutes. Think about how many blocks of 3 minute times do we waste in a day, be it social media or just ruminating about something that isn't going to be resolved by ruminating about it, right? We could be complaining for 3 minutes. We could be watching TV or scrolling or watching reels for 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes of wasted time where we could actually utilize that to make benefits and improve the quality of our brain, how it functions, and to improve the quality of our lives. A mindfulness practice can give you a new way to look at things that causes you stress. It helps in building skills to manage your stress. It helps to make you more self-aware, helps focus on the present versus ruminating about the past hurts and the past traumas and the shoulda, woulda, couldas and the guilt and all of that, right? It helps to reduce the negative feelings, helping us to be more creative, more patient. It lowers our resting heart rate. Meditation and mindfulness lowers our blood pressure. It helps us sleep better. Meditation can help us manage symptoms such as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, asthma, heart disease, irritable bowel syndrome, sleep problems, tension headaches, migraines, TMJ, so many health benefits, just physical things that can heal simply by taking time. And sometimes just 3 minutes is all it takes. Meditation and mindfulness have benefits for the brain, specifically self-directed positive neuroplasticity, where we get to change our brains in a way that we choose to versus being programmed or hypnotized by society, culture, TV, influencers, if you will. We can become our own influencers, and that's the best type of influencer, in my opinion, that exists. So self-directed positive neuroplasticity improves the brain structure by leading to denser brain tissue and larger areas of the brain that control our senses, our thinking, our concentration, our emotions, and how to be in a better relationship with our emotions and letting them control us. Not so good, but we get to be in control of our emotions. Makes the brain healthier and actually slows down age-related brain degeneration. It increases the white brain matter, thereby helping us to think more quickly and staying more balanced in life. It improves our cognitive functions, such as our attention, our working memory, our spatial abilities, our long-term memory. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So many of us are running around in fight, flight with the cortisol levels at the roof and our adrenals are shot, and all of that cortisol in our system breaks down our immune system, and therefore we're getting sick more often and lethargic and just losing that zest for life. So these are things that we can combat and address when we're having a meditation or a mindfulness practice. Meditation and mindfulness practices contribute to becoming more responsive to life's challenges versus that reactivity, right? Something comes up and we're like, ah, my God, right? And we see that a lot, and we do that often, probably, most of us anyway. Whereas a life circumstances could come up and then we're like, let me take a breath. Let me look at this from a different angle. Let me stay calm. We're never making good decisions when we're stressed out. We're never making healthy choices when our cortisol levels are up. So this helps to decrease those cortisol levels. And the more we do it, the lower they stay in general, right? It's harder to get them up if you maintain a mindfulness practice. Mindfulness and meditation practices help us to accept that which we cannot control. So why, I ask, do we not practice mindfulness and meditation? I have the answer. Too busy. I'm too tired. I'm emotionally drained. I'm exhausted. I'm too stressed out to meditate. It takes too long. It's too hard. It's so difficult. I can't clear my mind. Oh, I can't meditate because I have pets. I have a husband. I have a spouse. I have a partner. People need me. I'm too busy. So reasons, excuses, or maybe simply we're just misled by our westernized societal interpretations of what meditation and mindfulness is, right? We see these magazine pictures and somebody's sitting on a mountaintop and they have their hands like this and they just, the image, the sun is rising, that's a beautiful scenery. And we think, well, I can't do that. If that's what meditation is, we can't do that, right? What meditation is not, I will tell you, it is not about quieting your mind. Meditation is not about judging your experience. It's not about spending hours a day or even a lot of time sitting there real still and rigid, right? It is not that. It's not a competition. It's not about comparing yourself to other people's meditative experiences. And it's not about needing a special place, an ashram. I need to go off to India in order to meditate or something like that. Even in driving, when we're driving car, long distances, we can have a mindfulness practice when doing that. So it doesn't have to be stressful. Each of us is unique. Every person on this planet, unique. And every day brings its own unique challenges and triumphs, right? So that's why it's invaluable. It's really important to know a variety of types and styles of meditation. And that's what we're going to do today. I'll explore, I think we'll have time for about 8 different meditation practices to just explore. So think about this for a minute. However many people are on the planet, I think something like 7 billion or something. There's a lot of people on the planet. So times that by however many days, 365 days. So 7 billion people times 365 days times 24 hours in each one of those days. You do the math, but that's how many types of meditative practices there can be. And from this point forward, I'm going to combine meditation practice and mindfulness practice and call them a contemplative practice. So any form of a contemplative practice, all those people, all those hours, and all of those days, that's how many ways there are to meditate, to do a contemplative practice. So your eyes can be opened, your eyes can be closed. I believe you can see better with your eyes closed. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable and you feel safe to do that in the space where you are. So take in a deep breath. Now bring your awareness to your toes. Curl your toes, create a lot of tension in your toes. Squeeze your toes very, very tightly. Take a breath in, hold the breath, count to 5, your count of 5. And then exhale and relax your toes. Relax the toes. And then bring your awareness to your calves, your ankles, your calves, and even your knees. And start to tighten up those muscles. Squeeze them very, very tightly. Pull those muscles in. Contract as deeply as you can. Keep the feet as relaxed, the shoulders as relaxed. Squeeze a little more deeply. Breathe in. Hold the breath for your count of 5. And exhale and relax all of those muscles. Notice those muscles, your knees, your ankles, and your feet, very relaxed. Breathe. And then bring your awareness to your thighs and your buttocks, your hips, and squeeze all those muscles very, very tightly while maintaining as much relaxation in the other parts of the body. Squeeze those muscles. Take a breath in. Hold the breath to your count of 5. Exhale and relax. Soften and release, sinking into the surface that you're sitting upon. And now bring your awareness, your attention to the torso. Start to squeeze your stomach muscles. Let your lower back muscles pull in. All the muscles around your chest, contract those. Your ribs come in. Squeeze those muscles very, very tightly. A little bit tighter now. Take a breath in. Hold that breath for your count of 5. And exhale and relax. And then just notice how your body moves with the breathing. And then start to curl your fingers, make a tight fist, both hands. You might want to straighten out your arms and squeeze your forearms, squeeze your biceps, triceps, maybe even bring those shoulders up to the ears, creating a lot of tension from fingers to shoulders. Squeezing, take a breath in, hold the breath till your count of 5. And exhale and relax those shoulders. Breathing, let your breath return to natural. And now you're going to scrunch up your face, scrunch up your nose, scrunch up your eyes, purse your lips, squeeze around your ears, the back of your head, your jaw, tighten everything up. Squeeze it a little tighter. Hold the breath. Count to 5. And exhale and relax. Easy breathing, natural breath. Now we're going to tighten up the entire body from your toes, up your legs, your hips, your torso, your arms, your shoulders, your face, your neck, your throat, your jaw. Squeeze everything in tightly. Count your 5. Hold the breath. Squeeze tighter, deeper, stronger. And exhale. And just sit with your relaxing body. Imagine now at the very top of your head, at your crown chakra, that there's a little golden dot of light. And then from that golden dot, there's a beam of light. And it could be gold, it could be silver, you can make it any color you want. But imagine a healing, glowing light of peacefulness, relaxation, serenity. Right there, a pinpoint. And then watch as that beam of light opens to the size of a dime, maybe a quarter, breath by breath. Invite that light to come down to the forehead, watching this energy of peacefulness traveling down breath by breath, nice and slow, into the muscles of the face, around the ears, your scalp, your brain. Let that golden light of peacefulness awash your brain, your mind. Feel it traveling down into the jaw, even your tongue and your throat relax. As you breathe easy breaths, imagine that light coming over to the shoulders, breath by breath, just traveling down the arms, through the elbows, wrists, and into every finger, all the way down to the fingernails. Down through your spine, your torso. This light is filling your torso, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your adrenal glands, your gut, pancreas, all the organs, your stomach, your digestive system, the intestines. Breathing. And then watching as that light just continues to flow, this peaceful energy, this relaxing feeling into the hips, into the legs. Breath by breath, just see it coming down slowly and peacefully. This relaxed energy coming into your knees. To the calves. Down into your ankles. Filling your feet. Every knuckle of every toe. This peaceful, relaxed energy, this light is filling your entire body down to the tips of every toenail. And then as you're breathing in, imagine you're bringing that healing light, that peaceful energy, breathing it, inhaling it up from your feet, all the way to the top of your head where it began. And on the exhale, send it flowing back down through the entire body to the tips of the toes. Inhaling, bringing that energy up, that peaceful, relaxed, healing light. Exhaling, that healing light down to the toes. Whatever visualizations come up for you, however it looks or feels. You could add compassion to this. Self-love, self-care. The default mode network of the brain is to be busy, right? It's constantly having some conversation, right? And that's okay. Back to that self-directed neuroplasticity, here's a perfect time where we can enter in what we want to basically condition ourselves in a positive way. So affirmations are very, very helpful. So on the inhale, I invite you to think the words I am, breathing in. And on the exhale, when you're breathing out, put a word there. Maybe you want to use peaceful. That's my go-to, but find something that's positive. Breathing in, thinking the words I am. Breathing out, I'll add a couple different words and then you find your own, but relaxed. Inhaling the words I am. Exhaling, compassionate. Inhaling the words I am. Exhaling, loving. And so as we continue to breathe in these affirmations, sometimes we have a struggle conceptually. The mind is like, well, you're not peaceful. And then there can be like this little conversation going on while we're trying to meditate. And that's normal and that's natural. And so have that compassion for yourself. Don't judge it. Just observe it. Be curious about, I can't say I am. Maybe I can just say peaceful. So breathe in the word peaceful, breathe out the word peaceful. If saying I am is too much of a far stretch, and you're thinking it's confusing and it's causing too much conversation up here in the head, then don't say I am. Just use a word or a feeling. You could breathe in thinking gratitude. Breathe out thinking gratitude. Breathe in thinking loving or patient or kind. Whatever word or words work for you for where you are today in this moment. And just know that maybe today you can hook on to something that's really amazing, and tomorrow you go to try it and it's not working. Or today you can't get one to work, and then tomorrow you do, and you're like, hey, or later today, in another 3-minute block of time that you take for yourself. And if that really is challenging to sit still with those words, we can always add movement. So sometimes I just take my arms up because I'm a movement oriented person. Breathing in, I might think, I am. And on the exhale, relaxed. I am. And move the body, walking meditations. Yoga can be a complete meditative practice. Breathing in, peacefulness. Breathing out, peacefulness. So again, make your meditation practice, your contemplative practice, what's right for you in the moment, every day, every situation, completely unique. And so trying to box ourselves into one particular type of a practice all the time, every day, that rigidity, I don't think that really serves us. I think it's important to know. In fact, I know that it's important to know a variety of ways that we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system to enhance our neuroplasticity, to create positive thoughts. So however you're choosing to move or not is very unique to you. But remember the words. Sometimes when we start moving, we'll start thinking, oh man, my neck is sore. I wonder why my neck is sore. Yesterday I did this thing. And then we wind up with this whole big conversation inside our heads and we got really far away, and that happens, and that's okay. In a very loving way, we can say, hey, come back here. We're doing this. We're not having a story. We're not getting caught up in the drama of the neck crackling sounds or whatever's happening, right? So just be that compassionate, loving being to yourself. Any way you move, whatever words you choose, you make them super unique to you where you are today, this moment. Another great form of meditation is alternate nostril breathing. So whatever two fingers work for you, it could be your thumb and your pinky. We're going to close off one nostril, any nostril, just close it off and breathe in through it. And then close off that nostril and breathe out through the opposite. Keep that nostril open as you inhale through it. And then close it and exhale and inhale through this nostril. Close it off, exhale, and inhale through this nostril. Close the other one, exhale and inhale. Close the nostril, exhale, inhale. And then once you get a visual of what's happening here, close your eyes. Exhaling and inhaling, alternate nostril breath. Bringing our focus to one nostril at a time. And you might notice that one is a little more stuffed and the other is a little more open, and that's okay. Just continue to breathe. And as you're doing that, relax your shoulders. As you're doing that, relax your belly. As you're doing that, relax your hips and your thighs. As you're doing that, scan the body for places where you're holding on to tension and give yourself permission to soften there. Check your jaw. Check your neck and your throat. Check your tongue. Alternate nostril breathing has the ability to balance the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. It helps us to take the brain off of the default mode network, which is the natural way the brain wants to go. It's the default, right? So we're giving the brain something, a task positive. That's how we get the brain to stop ruminating, giving it something to focus on that's positive. So give it a task. Breathing in through the nostril. Notice that breath coming up through the nostril. I often see like a rainbow, this arc, right? So the breath is making this arcing motion. And just really watch that. And if you see a rainbow, give it colors. Whatever you see, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing, connect with the experience. And the brain, it will get busy. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the mind. And we can say, hey, wait a minute, I'm just doing this right now. Okay, we'll come back to it. Believe me, your brain will get busy again. So you can just put it on hold for a moment and say, hey, 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 I'm doing this. So watch that breath come up. Feel the coolness, feel the warmth, feel the air on your skin. Notice the knuckles, how the hand moves, how the wrist is moving, and relax the shoulders. Keep checking in with the body that you're staying peaceful and relaxed through the muscles, through the joints. Even hear the sound of that breath as it comes up and down and over and around. Feel the air at the upper lip. Fully experience, almost savor the breath. And the belly stays soft. So the default mode network of the brain is that ruminating. It's the worrying. It's the imagining. It's going into the future with something that will probably never happen, or lingering in the past with that terrible situation that did occur, or the curiosity about how something, or the uncertainty of all of this. And so that's what the default mode network of the brain is busy doing when we don't give it a task. So that's the other important purpose of a meditative practice, a contemplative practice, is that we can get off of that crazy merry-go-round, crazy making merry-go-round, literally, and give it something. So another way that we can do that is with a gratitude practice. So I invite you now to bring to mind something for which you are grateful. Just one thing. There's probably a lot. We're blessed people in spite of our stresses and stressors. We're blessed people. So bring just to one thing to mind, just one. And as you exhale, let your body relax. And so while I know there's many things, stick with one for a moment. And as you're noticing that you're grateful for that, whatever you're choosing to focus on right now, really allow that emotion of gratitude to expand within you. How does it feel to be grateful? You may wind up smiling a little bit. Your body might relax a little bit more. And there's no have tos or should be's. It's just really experiencing, being curious. How does gratitude feel in my body? Get used to that feeling. And after a while, you might think, you know what, I'm also grateful for this because one thing that I'm grateful for leads into the next thing that I'm grateful for. And so you can go there and do several breaths. So make sure you really savor that gratitude and make sure you get that experience, that feeling, the emotion of gratitude. So give this busy brain a task positive. Rick Hansen, Dr. Rick Hansen, he's a neuro researcher, does a lot of amazing work in this field. And he says, and it's true, that the brain for negative things is like Velcro. The brain holds on to the negative things. And for positive things, it's like Teflon. The positive things just slide off and we hold on to those negative things. And there's reason for that. You know, the reason you're alive and I'm alive today is because our ancestors paid attention to that negative stuff. They were looking left and right when they heard that crackling sound in the woods so that they could be safe. So they could either flee, right, or fight, whatever they needed to do. But then when the threat was gone, they relaxed. They entered that rest and digest. Their parasympathetic nervous system went into effect. But nowadays, we're constantly being bombarded with these saber-toothed tigers, so to speak, you know, be it social media or just too much negative stimulation, watching the news, hearing this, that, and the other thing. And so it's easy to stay in fight flight, of course, but we have to give the brain something to come off of that. And in order for and the brain will hold on to that negative stuff. It'll hold on to it for a really long time, like Velcro. In order to get to where we're not holding on to that negative stuff, we need to really savor the positive. And it takes time. It takes more time to savor the positive than it does to hold on to the negative. So really work that emotion of gratitude, that feeling, those thoughts. Stay with it, breathing, savoring that wonderful feeling, that one thing. And even if it's only one thing, just hyperfixate on it. Just like, yes, I have that. Notice how your heart lightens, perhaps. Notice how the body releases tension. Notice how when you savor the positive, another positive thing enters into the mind. Like, oh yeah, and then there's that. Savor that. A gratitude practice is so important for so many things. It's really recommended for in positive psychology and in a lot of schools of contemplative practices is to keep a journal. And if a journal's too much for you, keep a post-it note next to your bed, a little stack of post-it notes and a pen, and just write down at the end of the day or in the beginning of your day, 3 things that you're grateful for. And just keep reminding yourself, yes, I'm grateful for this. Yes, I'm grateful for that. And this is another way to savor the positive and to keep ourselves from going into that Teflon, I'm sorry, the Velcro for the negative, the task positive. And sometimes certain situations in life just make us feel like we're swirling in this dark cloud of stuff. I'll just call it stuff, whatever the stuff is, right? And so there's so much stuff in our energy field, and we're feeling this, that, and the other thing, and none of it is helpful. So, one thing that we can do is really work the breath. So, if it's okay for you, if it's comfortable for you to take your elbows out to the side, open up your heart. This might be harder to do if you're reclining in your chair. So, if you are, I would say sit up and just move a little bit away just to practice this one for a bit and twist to your left. Figure out which is your left side. Twist to your left side and inhale through the nose. Twist to your right side and exhale through the nose. Inhale to your left, exhale to your right. Inhale left, exhale right. And when you've got the rhythm of that, close your eyes and just Move as energetically or as slowly as your spine is comfortable with. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. And just keep doing that, keep doing that. And imagine that that stuff that was in your energy field, as you're breathing, you're just kind of clearing out that energetic, that cloudiness, or whatever you want to call it, the stuff. I'll just call it stuff. We always got stuff. And so you're clearing the space around you. You're clearing your auric field. You're clearing your energy field. You're clearing your mind. So as you're doing that, relax anything that's tight. And if your arms aren't good here, you could cross them here. You could go really fast sometimes when I'm in a mood and I'm like, I'm like, and that's okay too. If you get a little bit of a side stitch, you're going to want to slow down. If you get a little lightheaded, that's okay. Just breathe through it. If you get dizzy or the room is spinning, then stop. But just, take care of yourself, tend to yourself. But it can be done very slowly, very gently. And you could almost imagine, actually, as I'm doing this right now, I'm imagining like a leaf blower clearing the area, just clearing the area. So just clear your space of the stuff, whatever that's there. It's not helpful to let that linger in our energy field. And it has, energy is not just invisible nothingness. Energy accumulates, negative energy accumulates. And it's definitely not anything we want. So disperse it, send it out, get rid of it, move it farther and farther. You can imagine with each breath that you're moving that energy farther and farther, that negativity or whatever the stuff is, the fear, the anxiousness. You label it whatever you want. Relax the jaw, relax your forehead, relax your tongue in your mouth. Lengthen your spine, relax your heart, relax your hips, relax your fingers. Lengthen that spine, open up all the vertebrae, space between every vertebrae. This is very healing to your nervous system, to your internal organs. And then we're going to come center, take a breath in. Hold the breath, hold the breath. Exhale, and then just sit with this new energy, this vibration, whatever the vibration is. Notice the sensations in your bones, drop into the body. Explore the internal landscape of your body, the muscles, the joints, your bones. Clearing the energy field. So each breath now is a very cleansing breath. Each breath is a breath of light. Maybe you feel tingling. Maybe you need to add a stretch, move some way. But just be with the after effect of clearing your energy field. It's obvious we have neurons in the brain, right? Neuronal cells, of course, are in the brain. But the more current research and the data is saying that we have neuronal cells throughout the entire body. We have brain cells in our gut. We have brain cells in the marrow of our bones. They're finding neuronal cells everywhere in the body. So we're a whole entire brain, which is why it's really important to tend to the whole entire body. It's not just thinking of this, that, and that's going to change our brain. It's the doing, it's the behavior behind it, and the emotion that comes with it as well. So really feel like, yes, I cleared my energy field. That feels good. Yes, my body, every bone, every cell, even as the blood courses through our veins. This is the intelligence of the body, the entire body. It's not just in the brain. So learn to listen to the intelligence, that inner intelligence. And another way to get out of our heads and that busy brain that interferes with our peacefulness and interferes with our positive, self-directed positive neuroplasticity is sometimes just gently tapping. You know, we have this negative thought and it's hung up on the brain and it's going around and around in its neural network, and you can't get off the roller or the merry-go-round, or the not so merry-go-round. So we could just gently tap. You could do one hand, you could do both hands, very, very gentle, just tapping. And you might notice, you know, whatever thought is there, the thought of whatever stuff is happening. And you can say, you know what? Even though this is happening in my life right now, breathe in. Even though this is happening right now, I love myself. I accept myself. Even though there's this challenge occurring in my life right now, I can relax. You can come over to the eyebrows, to the cheekbones. Even though I'm feeling a little bit of stressfulness in my life, I can release and be at peace in the midst of chaos. That's a revolutionary new idea, right? Being in peace in the midst of chaos. Such an important practice, being at peace in the midst of chaos. You can come around your cheekbones and your jawline, underneath the chin, underneath the nose at the bone. Make sure you're staying on the bones though, okay? This is an emotional freedom technique. There's lots of ways to do it. But mostly you're reprogramming your brain, even though this is uncomfortable, even though I'm stressed out. I love and accept myself. You can come on the collarbone, on the clavicle. Even though I have no idea how this situation is going to turn out and I'm in the whirlwind of uncertainty, I respect myself. Breathing in, breathing out. Just however it feels to tap, staying on the bones more so than the muscle tissue. Be gentle. I like to end it with taking one hand out, and I imagine, you know, cosmic light and love and healing energy coming into my body, and then to the crown chakra, just tapping on the top of the head very gently. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go of any physical tensions, any physical tightnesses, just release them. Even though this is challenging, I love and respect myself. And then I do another little coding that goes like this. I accept myself. I appreciate myself. I love myself. I respect myself. And just stay with whatever terms come up for you. You know, we're all working on something. Hopefully everybody's always working on something. And so whatever it is for you, like really have that awareness and notice, what is it? This is something that could address that. These words can address that. I have a good self-image. And then just let your hands relax and notice any kind of sensations that you're feeling externally, the air on your skin, maybe tingling in the bones and the muscles. Observing how the belly moves naturally with every breath. We're not making anything happen. We're just noticing what is happening. Observing what thoughts might come through the mind, not trying to control them or manipulate them. Just notice, huh, I'm noticing I'm thinking that. Interesting. Let me get back to the breath. On days when the brain is really busy, I like to label my thoughts. Like I might notice, oh, that's a planning thought. I'm planning. Huh, okay, let me come back to the breath. And then a few breaths later, another little thought inevitably will come through, and I'll say, huh, that's a memory. And I'll label it memory. And then I put it aside. And then I get back to the breath. Oh, that's a worrisome thought. Okay, I'll label it worrisome, set it aside, and breathe. And we do this with such a sense of non-judgment and compassion and self-care and self-love. This is all natural. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. The awareness is where we get the power. The awareness empowers us. And then practicing letting go of that which we cannot change. And sometimes it's, darn it, there's that thought again. Put it in a box, give it a label, set it aside, come back to the book. Self-compassion practice is so healing. And that's why I like to remind everybody that there's so many ways for every day, for every experience, to find a contemplative practice that helps you be okay in the midst of chaos.